Hello, I am your host, Kathy Chester, and welcome to the Move It or Lose It podcast, a podcast about all things that move the mind, body, and soul. The Move It or Lose It podcast is for information, awareness, and inspirational purposes only. I am not a doctor, and I don't even play one on TV, so please consult your doctor before making any medical decisions. The views expressed by advertisers, guests, or contributors are their opinions and not necessarily the views of the Move It or Lose It podcast. Introducing the Pulse device, cutting edge wearable device, revolutionary wellness designed to stimulate circulation, reduce harsh pain and tightness, and speed up recovery. The Pulse device uses advanced vibrotactile technology trusted by patients, clinicians, and wellness professionals. Whether you're recovering from an injury, battling a neural condition, or just want to feel the best every day, Pulse helps you recharge so that you can live and feel better. Lightweight, powerful, and easy to use. Experience better performance, better recovery, and a better you. Order now and save $30 using my code MSDisrupted at pulsedevice.com. The Pulse device is your health recharged. You won't be disappointed. Get it now for yourself. I have it. I love it. Go ahead and grab it. Hello. It is another edition of Move It or Lose It. And today you may recognize this woman. I interviewed Lydia, 4 years ago, maybe. So today I've got Lydia from Infusion Wear, who I love dearly. She's been in my women's support group, and I just love her. I just have such a strong connection with you, Lydia, with just how you've done things. I can very much just with that connection, just with my own life and how I started out with my gym and then just how I've done my stuff. It's just a very strong connection how you began Infusion Wear and where you are now. I've got like the first edition of Infusion Wear, which is so cool. And I just loved how you started. And
Yeah, that's
you've come
definitely
so far. And you came on to my women's support group, which I loved, and they loved you. And you were able to
yeah.
explain where you started and where you are now, which was so,
Mhm.
it's just so good to hear, and how your family's so involved, which I loved. I loved
Yeah.
that. And just where you were talking to you in the very beginning and now
Mhm.
where you come has just been so cool. And the stuff that you
Aw.
do, especially for all of us who, as you know, get infusions, and
Mhm.
it's so uncomfortable to, gosh, for me now, having MS and my other, autoimmune diseases and all the infusions, you're kind of like my right arm, because I'm left-handed. I'm like, all right, good luck to find a vein. And it's just so comforting to have something like this where it unzips and you're able to just, I know the new ones go from the bottom up, but you're able to put
Yes.
your arm out and just say, okay, go. And you don't have to worry. I
Right.
can do my work in there and I don't have to worry about, trying to get this up or being super uncomfortable, being
Uh-huh.
tight.
Or
And it's
unraveling your
just
blankets because it's cold in
exactly,
there.
exactly. It's just so comfortable. And it's like I'm there and I've had infusions for over 25 years. And I'm like, why did this just come out? Like, why
Yeah.
wasn't this years ago? So, talk to me a little bit about what got you started, how you even thought of this, and what finally brought you to, forget it. I'm going to do this on my own. I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, so I had been diagnosed with MS 13 years before
What?
with
You have MS too?
the
You're in the club as well?
connection. We have a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed 13 years before this was even in like a thought. And I actually adaptive wear is not my original idea. I actually had come across an ad again, 13 years I've been receiving infusions, and when I had seen an ad for a sweatshirt, um, with this concept, and this was my first introduction to adaptive wear, I got so excited because I thought, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be life-changing sitting in an infusion chair where hospitals are always, cold." Even on a
Yes.
summer day, hospitals are really, really cold.
Yes.
Um, And so I went to purchase it. The price was outrageous. And then I thought, I think I can have this made. So I went to my local Michael's store. I bought a little 4-inch zipper. I did not know what I was doing. 4 inches is nothing, but I bought a 4-inch zipper. I bought a sweatshirt and I went to a seamstress and I had her put it together for me. And that whole ordeal cost me only $55.
Yeah.
And
That's
so I
awesome.
said, "Okay, I can do this. I can do
Yeah.
$55." And so my first infusion, I had my infusion, it went great, and I told my husband, "We need to start a business. Like, we need to
Yeah.
do this and make this more attainable. First, we have to get the concept of adaptive wear out
Yeah.
there,
For sure.
and then make it, affordable for everybody."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what we did, and that's how we started.
Yeah. And
Orange zip
then now your kids, when did they start helping? Because this is like the whole family helps out.
Yes, so at the time when we started, I had just been laid off from my job of 10 and a half years.
Wow.
And I wasn't in a hurry to get back into the workforce. I did have another job lined up, which was going to be like 6 months out. So I
Mm.
had time and I had worked for so long. My husband and I used to work full time and go to school full time and raise our kids. So life
Yeah.
had always been busy. And at this point, we were able and we were fortunate enough to slow down.
Yeah.
Um, and that's actually the time that my this infusion and this adaptive wear concept
Okay.
was introduced, and that's when infusion wear was born. And so
Yeah.
I thought I told my husband like we need to do this. And he was on board right away. Like I have nothing but time on my hands,
Yeah.
so he's like, go ahead and do it. Like let's do it. And then I came home. We told our two adult children about it at the time, and they were like, "Okay, mom, you need to make TikToks and we need to make a website." And I was like,
Right.
"Oh, no, it's on. You have to get an Instagram." And up until
Right.
that, I'd only been like, I only viewed people's TikToks. I was
Right.
never
Right.
in front of the camera. Um, I wouldn't even comment on things. It was just, like
Right.
a lurker. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's how we started.
Yeah.
None of us have a marketing background. None of us have a business background.
Right.
We are all social workers and teachers.
Yeah.
Um, and so we really kind of just found our way. A lot of YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And so my one of my sons did all of the our whole website, all of our
Okay.
tech side, and
That's
then
awesome.
yeah, it was pretty neat. We had a whole photo shoot where my youngest son and my daughter-in-law and my grandbabies are like
Wow.
modeling all of it. So yeah,
That's really cool.
every time you see a face, either a male or a female, chances are it's my son or my daughter-in-law who's modeling the sweatshirt.
Right.
And then my two grandbabies, which that photo shoot was like 2 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, I need to
Wow.
redo the littles, the pictures for the
That's
littles.
really neat.
Yeah, so
I love
everybody
that. So like the whole family participates. I think that's so
yeah,
important. It just goes to show you like they understand. I think it's what I love about that too is you're really helping them understand that there's a
yeah,
whole world,
mhm,
besides the one that everybody's healthy and everybody's doing stuff they enjoy, but there's a whole nother world out there that needs
yeah,
stuff. And in the
yeah,
world we live in where they think that everything, okay, you're handicapped accessible because you have a bar, in the handicap
yes,
stall. So it's like
yes,
in a world that they don't understand what to do with
mhm,
us or how to help us,
mhm,
you're teaching your kids early and you're helping them
mhm,
understand that this is how we really help handicapped. This is how we really do
yeah,
things. And so I think that's
yes,
so awesome that you really help with that and them
yeah,
to have an understanding. And of course
yeah.
with mom, that's a
Yeah,
big help.
yeah,
So
they've had a lot of hands-on, one so since we've started and since we last spoke,
yeah.
my oldest son and his fiance started a mobile coffee business. And
Oh,
through that, they were able to work with like golf tournaments. And so they've
okay.
worked with like golf tournaments there. And Infusion Wear has also been at a few of the golf tournaments. And it's so cool to see how my own kids go and just talk to people and sell our products, like
Yeah.
promote our products. I'm an introverted person. It's hard for me to
Yeah.
just up a conversation. But they can do it, and I love seeing them just walk and do
Right.
it. And so one event I wasn't able to be at, I had to work on campus that day. Um, so my other son went, he represented Infusion Wear while my oldest son represented their coffee business, Ambrosia. And he actually got to meet oh my gosh, George Lopez.
Oh,
And
that's so
George
cool.
Lopez actually receives treatment. So he had a whole
Wow.
story and a whole experience with George Lopez receiving an infusion wear sweatshirt.
That's
And that was
awesome.
cool. That was really
That's
cool.
really
Yeah.
cool. Because I think
Yeah.
there are still so many people who don't know what that means. And so I think
Hmm.
that's really awesome. And it's really
Yeah.
cool that the boys are doing that because they're
Yeah.
really just helping so many people that don't understand what this is and don't understand
Hmm.
really how, I mean, I remember the last infusion I got, it was again, it's summer. It was so hot outside, but
Yeah.
freezing in the
Yeah.
hospital. And I was so grateful to have that. And so
Yeah.
it is, it's just, it's such a neat idea. And I think about it all the time, like, why didn't we have this? You know? So
Hmm.
it's so, I'm so
Hmm.
grateful that you started it. And also the price, you know, it's not something that's so outrageous that people
Yeah.
can't afford it, where they're looking at it thinking, okay, if I could afford that, where, you know, as
Yes.
you know, so much marketing on Instagram and stuff like that, you look at it and you're like, sure, I'll get that, you know, I'll buy that
Uh-huh.
tomorrow. And it's like
Hmm.
so outrageous. So
Yes.
it's something that I so
Yes.
appreciated with you is that you kept the price, you know, it's something that we can afford. And the other thing
Also
too is you
shipping.
have such a beautiful heart at the
Yeah, thank you.
what people I think that don't know you is the last time that you were at the women's support group, you did a raffle and you raffled off
Mhm.
for one of the women us one of the
Yeah,
sweatshirts. And then there's a woman in our group who's battling cancer and just a beautiful
yeah.
woman and just has a heart of gold. And it's really been a struggle for us just to even watch her go through this. And on top of it, she just has such a beautiful, beautiful attitude as she's going through
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
chemo. And you are such a beautiful human that you actually
Mhm.
you sent her. I can't wait to see it on her. You went ahead and
Yeah,
sent it out to her,
yeah.
and you were so, you know, you wanted to know what color she wanted. You let her pick it out, and I
Yeah.
think I love the way you've adapted it now. So if the port's going in, you know, for up here, and you've got some
Mhm.
photos too to show, and as
Yes.
heartbreaking as it is, you even
Mhm.
thought further for kids, for children, and
Yes.
which is heartbreaking, but it's something needed, and how
And
comfortable
it's
that
so
is.
sad. It's just so sad the fact that I mean, I always like to say I get excited when we make a sale because someone is like not
Right.
only is someone hearing about infusion war, but someone's going to be warm in like their
Right.
hardest, darkest times.
Yes.
So I always get excited when we make a sale. However, it's always heartbreaking when we make a children's
Yeah.
sweatshirt
Yes.
sale. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's I don't. It's just it just shouldn't be. It's sad.
Yeah. No, it is, but I love that you do because they need to be comfortable in that they're
Yeah.
in so much pain. Show us because
Mhm.
you've got some of those photos. Show us
Yes,
some of the photos.
let me share my screen with you. Let's see.
Glad you're doing that.
Let me
I
share
don't have
screen
to.
So we should be able to see it. Um, this one right here. So this is our children's one. Um, and you'll notice this one is the unedited version. You can tell they
Uh-huh.
had a cookie right before. Um, and so this one right here, let's see if we're sharing it. Share. Can you see it now? Hopefully you can see it now.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
there we go. Okay, so this is our children's adaptive sweatshirt, and what's different about this one is that on the chest port we don't
Yeah.
use zippers. We actually use snap buttons, and
Okay.
they're plastic resin, so they're not metal. So there's
Oh,
no metal to it at all. And I
right.
know
Oh, I
that's a
love
big
that.
thing that we've been able to hear from parents, the feedback that we've received.
Yeah.
That there's no metal in it because I know sometimes with certain treatments there's
Right.
different requirements.
Sure.
And
Sure.
what you can't see in the picture is that
Uh-huh.
behind this little area right here, behind
Uh-huh.
this, there's a satin backing to it so
Oh.
that it's softer on their
Mhm.
little chest area, especially
Right.
because that's the area that always gets poked and prodded with the
Sure.
ports. And we wanted that just to be like a little bit softer
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. No,
So
that's so smart.
yeah. Yeah, so that's our children's one.
I love that.
So we currently have this ash gray
Uh-huh.
color. We have navy blue, and then we have pink and purple. Our
Oh,
number one seller in children's is the little pink one. Yeah,
is the what?
is the little pink
Oh, I
sweatshirt.
bet. I bet.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Um,
such a, it's so beautiful and it is heartbreaking, but to know that that there's so much care in it, that's so soft. And you're right. A lot of the stuff they have, they can't have metal.
Yeah, and
So,
it can have metal on it. So
right,
we have the snap buttons for those
right.
ones.
Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, and then we've also so we started off with sweatshirts, with adult sweatshirts,
Hmm.
with a crew neck. So we do the chest port with the zipper, and
Yes.
then we do the sleeve like you're wearing,
Yeah.
and then we do the combo because some people need both chest and
Right.
sleeve.
Right.
Um, and then we've also ventured into hoodies. So we just
Yeah.
started introducing hoodies because for my infusion, when I first saw adaptive wear, it was a crew neck, and that's what I kind of ran with.
Right.
And then a few years down the road, I thought, I'm a hoodie girl.
Yeah.
I
Me too. When I saw that,
want
I'm
a
like, I
hoodie.
want a hoodie.
I want a
Yeah.
hoodie. I want my hands in my
Yeah.
pockets, and
Yeah.
so we just launched those.
Yeah.
And in September, so we currently have the hoodie's available in black and indigo blue, and
Okay.
indigo
Ooh,
blue
I
is
like the
such a
indigo blue.
pretty color. It's
Yeah.
so pretty. Yeah, that's the one that I wore to my
Yeah.
last infusion.
Okay.
Um, and then in September, we're gonna be launching a soft pink. So we've
Ooh.
gotten some women requesting the soft
Yeah.
pink, and we have those available. So, but I just figured I
Yeah.
didn't want to launch it in the summertime.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the
Right.
attention it deserves.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
So
good.
in
I like that
September, we're
blue.
gonna be, yeah, yeah, the
I
blue is
love the
really
hoodie
pretty.
idea because
Yeah.
I'm always going to be a hoodie girl. It's just how I am.
Yes.
But I love the idea, and
Yeah.
I just love the different changes. What's coming
Mhm.
up for you? What are some things that besides the pink hoodie, what are some things that you're looking into now?
So a few other things that we're looking into is so we actually have a gap. We do have a gap. We have the toddlers that we offer, and we have the adults that we offer, but there's a children's section that
Yeah.
we haven't targeted yet.
Okay.
And we've actually just come across that. So we're looking at getting our children's, like the young
Yeah.
adolescents, like not quite adults, but definitely
Sure.
not the toddler size. So we're looking at launching those soon, and also opening up because we do have t-shirts for adults. So if it's just a chest port that they're looking for,
Sure.
but I know like in the States where humidity is wildly crazy, nobody's thinking about a sweatshirt, and sometimes a t-shirt is better. I actually have one client. She purchased three sweatshirts. She was going through a cancer battle, and then her chemo had switched up, and she would get really, like, extremely hot.
Oh, sure.
So,
Sure.
and that's the effect that it had on her body. And so she was like, I love them, but I think they would even bring her, like, ice blankets and stuff. So then
Okay.
we thought of the t-shirt idea, like, "Hey, t-shirts work
Right.
perfect for her."
Yeah.
And so we do have a t-shirt line for, adults already,
Yeah.
and we're thinking of expanding our colors on that, and then, again, the children's sweatshirt and children t-shirts.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great idea because there are different things. I remember getting chemo years ago and I would get extremely hot. And so it's
Yeah.
true. It's like there are things and there are temperatures, there's weird things that we get and we're just really
Mhm.
hot and then really cold.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it is very true. It's very smart. I love that you have your pulse on what's happening with what ages and okay, we're missing this age. We have to make sure we get this age. So
Yeah.
it's very wise of you to make sure that you're getting, those different ages that you're not missing out on that. So I love
Yeah.
that you do that. And
Yeah.
and then you're still working. So you're working full time
Still
and
working,
you're doing
yeah.
this. So it's not like
Still
anything's
working.
easy for you. You're still
Yeah.
very busy.
Yeah, still
Do you
working
ever
and
see
doing
yourself
infusion wear.
doing this full time and not doing your other job or no?
I don't yet,
Yeah,
because, my other job, like, I pay for an education to do what I do, so
yeah,
I don't want that to fall to the wayside.
for sure.
Um, so I definitely like that, and infusion wear, it has a special place in my heart,
Yeah,
and I like keeping it what we are.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, we're still making sales. We're selling
Right.
sweatshirts in the summertime, and
Yeah.
and so and those are always appreciated. Every time we get a sale, it's appreciated. But again, I infusion wear for me is something that I like to set time apart for.
Right. Right.
And I like meeting the people and hearing the stories,
Yeah.
so we have an Etsy shop and we have our website. And even when we make a sale on Etsy, a lot of times I'll send a message and they'll respond back, and they'll
Okay.
say, "Oh, I'm looking for my granddaughter. She's 2.5, and we just found out she has leukemia."
Okay.
And so I like
Wow.
having that
Yeah. That
connection.
connection.
So Infusion Wear does have a lot of my time. I don't
Okay.
see it having full time, but
Yeah.
it definitely pulls priority. It
Yeah.
definitely pulls priority.
I love that. I just and I'm gonna promote you like crazy because I just
And I
love what
love
you
that. I
do.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And we'll talk about that because I'd love to have you have something like a little shout out on the podcast at the end. Because I think
Yeah.
that I really love what you do. And I think the more people understand, I think the better because I mean, we know what it's like to get infusions and be so uncomfortable or to ask. And
Mhm.
it's not the nurse. I mean, they're just busy. And it's
Yeah.
like, can I please have a blanket? And you're freezing. Can I please have something on me?
Yes.
And mostly it's up here because it's like we're just so
Yes.
cold
Yeah.
and it's just so smart and I
Yeah.
always and if I forget it I'm like no because it just is I can't say enough about it and about
Yeah.
how you work with it and how smart you guys are with the kids and with each thing that you do. I just it's just so beautiful. And
Thank
what's
you.
some of the feedback that you've received from some of the women that are
Mhm.
liking it? Do they constantly want more colors? Are they always asking that?
Yes, yes, actually, that's one of the things too is colors.
Yeah.
But I actually had someone ask me about my infusions, and she
Uh-huh.
had purchased. Well, she actually found us on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
So the TikTok videos are paying off. And
See, I know. I'm like, really,
yeah.
how many of these do I have to do? But
Yeah.
they are good. They do pay
I'm
off.
like, I hate looking at myself, but let's do it. And so she purchased one on TikTok and then she messaged me because I share my MS stories on there as well. And
Uh-huh.
she actually asked one time, she's like, "Oh, how are your infusions going?" And I was like,
Oh, wow. That's so
that's
kind.
nice. Like, that's really cool, right?
Yeah.
And we actually had, we have each other's phone number now. And it's funny
Wow.
because she asked, how my infusion was or how often I get it. And I told her I receive my infusions only once a year, which
Yeah.
is good for my MS, but it's
Right.
bad for business because I
Right.
can't always take promotional pictures.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
and she receives her treatments every 2 weeks.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
which is quite frequent.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "I'd be happy to send you pictures." And she
That's
just
so
started sending me
nice.
pictures in, and I was
Oh,
like,
I love
"Yes,
that.
please," because, it's I want to promote, obviously, right? And
Yeah.
I wanna promote, like, "Hey, look, people are actually
Right.
using our products," but then
Right.
it's also I don't wanna be invasive, like, "Hey, can
Right.
I put your picture on our
Yeah.
social medias?"
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of impersonal.
Yeah.
Um, and I do ask, don't get me wrong, I have asked people before and they've been like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
sure."
Oh,
Or
yeah.
when they don't respond, I know, like, "Hey, okay, that's a no, and that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. I don't wanna put
For
people's
sure.
business out there."
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
she
would
was
go
just
for
so happy to share.
testimonials and stuff
Yeah.
because I've always
Yes.
found that people are more than willing to do that.
Yes, yeah. And so, yeah, so she's, like, I'm, excited, like, okay. And then just being able to share different stories, like,
Right.
okay, what do you receive infusions for? Or,
Yeah.
Crohn's, lupus, different
Right.
things. Oh, and the most heartwarming is when people share, "Oh, I'm buying it for my mom or my dad who
Yeah.
has dialysis." And for some reason, I don't know, I've never experienced dialysis, but for
Right.
some reason, hospitals are already cold, but I feel like dialysis patients just
Yeah.
have it freezing, like
Wow.
freezing experiences. They go super early in the morning.
Yeah.
Most of them are already elderly, so they're
Yeah.
already sensitive to,
Right.
temperatures.
Sure.
And then and in the morning, a lot of times it's freezing,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
you're in a clinic or a hospital
Right.
that again is
Right.
cold. And so,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. And then you got to think about the others who get infusions that are on blood thinners.
and they're
Mhm.
freezing all the
Yes,
time.
yes.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a big one.
Anemia, the
Yep.
iron infusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that this is so important for that, we don't think of because we know our infusions, but
Yes.
it is, yeah, it's just, there's so, and I would love to, when I go in, I want to get some feedback from the nurses and just,
I think a lot of
I would
that.
love to see them
Uh,
promote, for it. I'd
yeah.
love to see them do some
Yeah,
of
I've
that.
actually heard a lot of times I hear, "Thank you so much. My nurse even loved it. My nurse had
Yeah.
never seen anything like this before." Like, I get a lot of feedback from nurses being
Yeah.
happy with it. And, like, "Hey, we're making your job easier."
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
not easier, but, helping it.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah,
Well, it is easier, especially for them to get to, for the IV and stuff. I think they love it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
they
have
absolutely
had
love it.
nurses look at me like, "Okay, you're wearing a sweatshirt," like, and then I'll just do the zipper and like,
Yeah,
"Oh, wow,
right.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay, good. We can work with this." Yeah.
absolutely. They love that. I know
Yeah.
that my nurses have been like, "Oh, this is great." So they really
Yeah.
like it. So I'd love to have it. I meant to do that last time, so I'm going to have the nurses do a little thing. So I'll give you a little promo video with the nurse.
Yay.
So, but you know how much I love you, and I want to do this a little check
Yeah.
in with you, every couple months, and it'd be fun to do with the girls that got theirs, and
Yes.
just to see how they felt and how they do at theirs. So we'll do a
Yeah,
little
those
promo
those
with
were
that.
so cool, like,
Yeah,
those women are they're
yeah.
they're pretty awesome.
They loved
Yeah.
having you on. So,
Yeah.
but you know how excited I am to have you on. I'm just so proud of what you're doing. And so definitely check in with me all the time. Let me know how it's
Yeah.
going, what you're doing. And I think it's just so important. And I'll have everywhere they can get to you at the end the podcast so that they can see
Yeah.
where do you find you on Etsy and where to find you
Mhm.
on the website and all of that.
Yeah.
So that will be at the bottom of the show notes, guys. So don't forget to look at that when you're when you're listening to the podcast. Obviously, you're going to see it on YouTube. Anywhere that you get your podcast, you're going to see it. And don't forget to check it out. And you know how much I love you, Lydia. It's so great to have you on. I love having you on. I
Thank
love to be
you.
able to show off what you're doing and just check it out, check us out. And we love to
Yeah.
have you on Move or Lose It. Don't forget, if you don't move your body, you will lose that. So we've
Definitely.
got to move it. So happy today. I can't, today's what, Thursday? Yes. So you'll see this on a Wednesday. I don't know which one, but tune in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe. Don't just like it, but subscribe. And thank you, Lydia. And I'll have you
Thank
back
you.
soon. And guys, have a great day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Move It or Lose It podcast. It would mean the world to me if you subscribed and left a review. Remember, you can find me on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. New episodes of the Move It or Lose It podcast air every other Wednesday. If you have any suggestions for future guests or topics, please visit my website at www.msdisrupted.com. Until next time.